Shalom. I want to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham. Salakia. Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Racha, Kodash, Ma'amoth. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder, Harawan Ban Yasharala. Salutations to the sincere Akim pushing his truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm Nakar Harab Ban Yasharala, coming out of the Lions Den camp of Yasharala here in Jacksonville, Florida. And not today, I'll be coming out with an impromptu. But as you know, Esau with his new failed, so his failed attempt at a supposed uh one world government, which is not going to really come to pass, because if you look at ancient Babylon, when they was doing it in ancient Babylon, the Lord threw it down because there's only going to be one government that's going to rule, and that's going to be a government in righteousness. That's going to be a government in Yahawah Bahashim Yahushua. But this was something that I ran across. I put it in the group chat, but the most I had already put it on me to do a little quick lesson on it. But yeah, it's just another one of Esau's pathetic attempts, i.e., uh, um his pipe dream that'll never ever come to fruition. His new world failure. So, but without further ado, I'm gonna just play a little bit of this video. It's like 8 minutes, so I ain't gonna play all of it, but I'm gonna play a good majority of it, and then I'm gonna get some scriptures.
Hundreds of gas-guzzling private jets took off this week as billionaires from all over the world jetted off to Davos, Switzerland, for the ritzy and glamorous World Economic Forum, a week-long event for the ruling class to talk down to the rest of us. And it's not for everybody. It's an invite-only event. And once you do get in, they divide you by class. You get a white badge with a blue line if you're rich enough. You just get a white badge if you're married to someone important. Or if you're just a part of someone's entourage, you get an ugly green badge. You're not good enough. They keep the elites together, and they have their own little police state to make sure these people are focused on ruling the world. If you're not from CNN or the New York Times and you show up uninvited, they'll probably arrest you. And it's all headed up by a guy named Klaus Schwab, who's pretty much running a one-world government here. He kicked off the week by saying the future is theirs, not yours.
The future is not just happening. The future is built by us, by a powerful community as you here in this room. We have the means to improve the states of the world.
And the way they start is by tracking you. If you go deep in the weeds in what these people are saying at this place, they're openly scheming up some of the craziest plans you'll ever hear of, like tracking your carbon footprint.
We're developing, through technology, an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So, individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned.
You heard it. The one world government wants to keep tabs on what you eat and where you go. All because John Kerry's a little mad that your cheeseburger is wiping out part of the population.
People forget, greenhouse gases are pollution. And 15 minutes.
You wouldn't have to worry about greenhouse gases, Esau, if you wasn't cutting down all the trees. That's what the trees are here for. But let's continue.
People a year die because of the quality of the air around the world. We're dealing with a crisis here, folks. It's a crisis made by human beings.
Maybe they should take their own advice before jetting off across the world on those private jets, emitting all that carbon. But to them, they have more important things to focus on, like preventing the next pandemic, since it worked out so well last time.
If it comes 10 years from now, we should have far, far better diagnostic technology. That is, be able to scale up every country within a month to diagnose their entire population. We're a little distracted right now, so getting the debate going is happening slowly.
Yeah, a lot of people are distracted by inflation, food shortages, real problems. But the ruling class at Davos says, don't worry, it's all a part of the plan.
We need to accept that there will be some pain in the process. The pace that we need will will open up for missteps. It will open up for shortages on energy. It will create inflationary pressures, and maybe we need to start talking about that pain is actually worth it.
If you have all the money in the world, the last thing you have to worry about is inflation. It's our problem, not theirs. They're busy ruling the world. And shady George Soros says if we don't make their ideas a reality, civilization is done for.
Fighting pandemics and climate change, avoiding nuclear war, maintaining global institutions have had to take a backseat to that struggle. That's why I say our civilization may not survive.
Believe it when I tell you, these people don't care about any of us. They're just a bunch of globalists hanging out and coming up with too many bad ideas.
Those fake ads really drive you mad, huh? The game looks so fun and
Rand Paul, Kentucky senator, and he joins me now. Should the American people be scared when the richest people in the entire world get together at a swanky conference and hatch these crazy ideas about how to make our lives better?
You know, if they really cared, they could have ridden with me. I was on a plane this morning. I was A category on Southwest Airlines, and, you know, hey, that's something. Wasn't a private jet, but they could have saved. When you're on a private jet, they're spending 5 times as much of a carbon footprint. So if they really cared about that, they could ride on commercial airlines, but they aren't. They're elitist. But the other real danger here that's even more danger than all their phony caring about carbon footprint, the real danger is this. Look how bad your government is in a country where you get to vote for these people. This would be a government, a world government, where you don't get to vote on anybody. This is everybody's worst nightmare. The bureaucracy that we have trouble in our United States because we don't get to vote on them, we vote indirectly. Can you imagine the one world bureaucracy of all these elitists and their private jets that would rule our country and we wouldn't get to vote? So I'm dead set against this. And they used to call people who talked about one world government, they used to say, oh, it's a conspiracy.
You heard what Esau said. He said he dead set against it. And this is just a prophecy that's taking place according to Psalm 64, verse 8. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna get it. It says, "So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away." So you basically have a house divided, and they can't stand. It's not gonna stand. They're making their own tongues. The Lord is making their own tongues to fall upon themselves. Meaning, He got Esau exposing Esau. You know, He got these Edomites coming against each other, disagreeing with each other.
We would always say, no, it's in their mission statement. They say it at every meeting. That's what they're for. But lack of sovereignty means lack of freedom, and it means lack of responsiveness, and it's completely antithetical to everything our country stands for.
Yeah, and I don't want to put down Bill Gates.
And, and that's the end of that. They ain't doing nothing but a bunch of rambling for the last 3-4 minutes of this video. But yeah, these Edomites are divided. Their tongue is falling upon themselves. They're exposing each other. They're disagreeing with each other. But let's go back to Psalm 64 because there's some other verses that I want to read. With Esau and his council. They have these meetings, like he was saying. They have these meetings, and behind closed doors, and they were invite only or invitation only meetings. That's a wicked counsel, and that's them, seeking to hide their counsel, pursuant to Isaiah 29 and verse 15. But let's continue. This is not Isaiah, but this is Psalm 64 again. I'm gonna start at verse 3. It says, "Who whet their tongues like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words." And as you can see, what they was talking about in that council, there was all bitter words, worrying about a carbon footprint, worrying about pollution, when they're the ones that are screwing up the earth. But they whet their tongues like a sword. That word wet means to sharpen. They come up with all kind of dangerous and killing words to say. They bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. They make up these harmful terminologies that they try to disguise as helpful and beneficial to the people. But it's really a ploy and an attack against who? Yahawah, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The Israelites, according to the Bible. Verse 4, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. See, they do these counsels so they can shoot at our people in secret, behind closed doors. And they don't fear the Lord Yahawah B'Hashem Yahushua. Verse 5, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? See, they encourage themselves in an evil matter, worrying about what one individual is doing, trying to have them bagged and tagged. You know, with the oath. If you understand what I'm talking about, you know, they encourage themselves in that evil matter. They commune, they come together with the laying of traps and or snares privately. And they think, or they say, well, who gonna see us? Because they bank on the masses being stupid, being oblivious, not knowing or not understanding what's really going on. So that's them in that they're still hiding their counsel. So if someone was to say something, oh, well, we did it out in the open, now they're still hiding. Because they know if everybody, let's say if everybody was to just wake up to what the flying flip phone is going on, their whole plan will go in the trash completely. Let's continue. Verse 6, it says, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. But Yahawah shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. Again, verse 8, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. So they search out iniquities with a diligent search. They accomplish it, you know, both their inward thoughts and every one of them, the heart of their heart is deep wickedness. But what they don't understand is the Most High is going to shoot at them with an arrow. I mean, he's gonna stop them. He's going to throw down what they're trying to do, and they're going to be wounded. I mean, the Lord is going to put a stop to their supposed plan. They think it's going to be a success, but it's true. In truth, so like it's a failure. It's doomed to fail. It's bound to fail. It is going to fail. It is not going to come to fruition. You can read that in something with Psalms 82. When he get, if I'm not mistaken, when he get ready to fill his belly, then the Lord is going to rain down vengeance upon him. Just roughly paraphrasing. I might be wrong. I don't think it's in the. Let me look for it real quick. Let me try and find it. Salakia. Bear with me. You know, you could even use Psalms 83. They have taken crafty counsel against the people, you know, against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones, which is i.e. the Israelites. That's why they hold these meetings. Salakia. I'm finna get it. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Oh, Salakia, it wasn't Psalms, it's Job. Let's go to Job. Let's go right on to it. Job 20 and 23. Here it is. It says, I'm going to start at verse 20. It says, surely he shall not feel quiet in his belly. He shall not save that which he desired, which is this new world failure. You know, bagging, tagging the people. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits, and every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahawah shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is sleeping. So Esau ain't gonna feel no quietness. Right when he think, we finally got this plan going, they ain't gonna feel quietness. They're not gonna be able to enjoy it. So all these false ideas, these false ideologies that they have, it's all for naught. It's vanity. It is uselessness. You know, he's not going to feel quietness in his belly. He's not going to be able to do what he set out to do. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he's going to be in straits. I mean, he's going to have a hard time. But the Most High going to jam that wrench, throw that wrench in that plan, and screw up the works that Esau is trying to fulfill. And it says, and every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. These other nations are going to come upon him and destroy him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Heavenly Father is going to rain what? Wrath and judgment down upon him while he is eating. So he ain't going to be able to fulfill his heart's desire. Let's continue back to Psalm 64. Let's see. Okay, so yeah. So again, the Lord is going to make their tongues to fall upon themselves. That's a prophecy, and that's what's going on right now. Esau is talking trash against Esau. That house is divided. So guess what? A house divided cannot stand. It will not stand. Now let's go to Isaiah chapter 29, I think. Yep, 29 and 15. Because Esau stay having these meetings behind closed doors. And he think won't nobody see him. Yahawah Bahashim Yahushua see. This is Isaiah 29 and 15. Woe to them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord Yahawah, and their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us? And who knoweth us? See? Woe to them who seek deep to hide their counsel. Esau stay hiding behind closed doors and think don't nobody see him. Don't nobody know what's going on. Well, the Lord knows. His eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. All works of flesh are before the eyes of the Heavenly Father. There's nothing so wonderful before his eyes that's going to catch him off guard. Like, oh, wow, it's not going to happen. You can't surprise Yahawah. So this is what Esau is doing. He's hiding his counsel by trying to be out in public, by allowing this to be reported on. But he's still hiding because the meeting was an invitation-only meeting. Everybody couldn't attend that meeting. But let's continue. Let's go to Micah. Chapter 2, verse 1. It says, woe to them that divides iniquity and work an evil work upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. So woe to them that divides iniquity. And the fact that you're trying to worry about other people, trying to bag and tag and have rulership over everybody on the earth, that's dividing iniquity. You know, that's an evil work. That's an evil practice. But they're doing it. Why? Because it is in the power of their hands. Because they feel like they can do it. Last point. Obadiah, verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his head things sought up? How are they searched out? How are they sought up? They're sought up and searched out by the power and spirit of Yahawah Bahashim Yahushua. That's how the Heavenly Father is revealing this stuff. Every time Esau tries something, the Lord say, expose, reveal, and the world can see it. But the masses are blinded. They won't listen. That's why you have the men of the Lord out here prophesying, sighing and crying, day in, day out, week in, week out, year in, year out, month in, month out. Whichever one you want to use. So yeah, this is just another failed attempt, or well, I would say another useless meeting in a ultimate goal of failure, because it's not going to come to fruition. They will not see it. Not one Edomite on this planet is going to see their supposed new world order. Shalom.